I want to bring in now Democratic Congressman Robert Garcia from California, the ranking member of the House Oversight Committee. Congressman, did you experience anything unusual when you went to look at the Epstein files, the unredacted files at the DOJ? And what do you make of that DOJ explanation?
I mean, first, the explanation is horrific and bogus. I mean, let's be really clear. The DOJ and Pam Bondi are essentially spying on members of Congress and what they're searching for in the Epstein files. I think that Speaker Johnson is right to make his comments, but that was not an oversight. I mean, that clearly is intentional. Now, I was very careful, of course, when I was looking through the files. I mean, there were staff members there from the DOJ. And I think a lot of us suspected that our searches could be traced, but to actually see it happen and actually know that that's actually what they did is pretty stunning, especially because we know that the DOJ has been involved in a massive White House cover-up from day one. I mean, Pam Bondi is the one that said that the files were on her desk. Donald Trump said this whole thing is a hoax. They tried to end this whole investigation early on. And now what they've actually shown the Congress, to be very clear with the public, is only 50% of what they have in their possession. And they've decided not to release the remaining 50%, which is against the law, by the way. And then of what they released, it is highly, highly over-redacted. There's information there that's redacted that shouldn't be. There's names. I personally saw names of billionaires and very powerful people that had no business with their names being redacted. And yet they're not redacting names of survivors and the victims of rape and sexual abuse. So the whole thing is shameful. And quite frankly, Pam Bondi should resign or should be removed from office.
What do you think Republicans will actually do about this? We heard Speaker Johnson say this is not appropriate, but calling it an oversight. So will Republicans take action on this one?
I mean, they should. It's definitely not an oversight. I talked to a couple of Republicans when this news broke. They were pretty surprised and stunned as well. You've had a couple of them actually say that this is not appropriate. And they're right. I mean, look, the Epstein files across the country is maybe the most bipartisan issue. Democrats, Republicans, Independents, everyone agrees that there should be justice for these survivors. But that energy needs to be matched by the White House and President Trump. Donald Trump right now has the power to release the remaining files. He has the power right now to ensure that Congress gets the unredacted files. He has the power to ensure that the victims get justice. Yet he refuses to do so. They refuse to meet with the survivors. Pam Bondi won't even look at the survivors in a public hearing. And I think the question has to be asked, why? Why the cover-up? Why doesn't Donald Trump want information out to the public? Why has he been trying to hide all the information that is in the files? And why do we continue to learn so many horrific things about folks in the Trump administration, whether it's Howard Lutnick, whether it's Alex Acosta, whether it's now other ambassadors and appointees? I mean, this has become something that, quite frankly, is the single largest cover-up in the modern era of politics. And we've got to get justice for these survivors.
So you mentioned the president. You mentioned Howard Lutnick. Our own Jake Traylor just asked the president as he was departing from the White House if Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick should resign for lying about his relationship with Epstein. Trump didn't really answer that question and just kept moving down the line. Do you think Lutnick should resign?
100% he should resign. And let's be very clear about what Howard Lutnick did. He said in a pretty, in a substantial interview that he had not interacted with Jeffrey Epstein after 2005. We now know that that is a bold-faced lie. Not only did he continue to interact with Jeffrey Epstein, he went to his island. He went into business together. He communicated with him through third parties. His wife communicated with Jeffrey Epstein. And the critical piece of this is a lot of this communication, including the visit to the island, was after it was public that Jeffrey Epstein had been abusing girls and women. And then this man now becomes our Commerce Secretary? It's disgusting and it's shameful. And Howard Lutnick has no business being a cabinet secretary in this government. It's a disgrace. It's an insult to the survivors, and he should immediately resign or be removed.
Do you get any sense from your Republican colleagues that they may put pressure on the president to do away with Howard Lutnick?
I think that you are beginning to hear from some Republicans, and I've heard these privately, that they're very concerned about the amount of folks in the White House orbit that are either involved in this cover-up where more information continues to come out. And this, I think, Howard Lutnick example is one of them. And there's a lot more to come. There'll be a lot more information that's going to come out. And I think it's to me, it's pretty startling how much of it is around Trump's circle.
You announced that Democrats on the Oversight Committee will be traveling to Palm Beach in April for a public hearing with Epstein survivors and key witnesses, quote, in Trump's backyard. What's behind that move? What are you hoping to get out of it?
Well, first, we know that all signs point back to Palm Beach, Florida. And this is where, of course, Jeffrey Epstein had his residence. He had one in New York as well. Mar-a-Lago was a place where women were being actually recruited to go into a business for Jeffrey Epstein and were abused and done, and horrible things were of course, we know, happening to them. We also know that so much of this revolves around this relationship with Donald Trump and Epstein that developed in Palm Beach. And Alex Acosta, who, of course, we know was the labor secretary for Donald Trump, he was at the time the U.S. attorney that gave Epstein that sweetheart deal in the Southern District of Florida. And so there was a lot that happened in and around Palm Beach and Mar-a-Lago. A lot of the cover-up clearly began then, and a lot of Epstein's horrific crimes happened at that location. So we will be in Palm Beach asking the right questions, presenting evidence, and most importantly, hearing directly from survivors and key witnesses that have a lot of information to share with the public.
Congressman Robert Garcia, thank you so much for your time today. Appreciate it.